What's up, guys? This is Big D, and you're watching Big D Films. We got the bike out today. It's a nice day. Some clouds, a little chilly, but we're going to take advantage of it anyway. So, for this last video of October and the last video of our 5-year celebration, and remember the Undertaker month, I thought it'd be cool to revisit a couple of locations that are pretty special to me because they were used as a backdrop for a 6-episode miniseries that I filmed about 4.5 years ago. Now, the series that I'm talking about is called Road to Discovery.
Maybe we can all learn a thing or two about life and ourselves on our very own personal road of discovery.
And Road to Discovery was a little mini-series, and each episode was a little different, and each episode, the whole series overall really, is about looking at the world that we live in and at ourselves in a little bit different way, through a different pair of eyes, if you will, and discovering certain things about the world and about ourselves. Now, the series overall didn't turn out exactly the way that I would have liked it to, but I'm only one guy, and so I had to film the whole thing and edit it and produce it and everything all by myself, and so there was really no dialogue. You know, it was narrated, and so the original idea was drawing inspiration from my own life, and just not happy with your life, and you know, feel like there's something missing. You know what I mean? And so I was going to actually make up a whole character and everything for the series, and the idea here is that you know, one day this character is just gonna wake up and be like, you know what, I'm just not happy. I'm missing something in my life. I'm missing something, and I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna get on the bike, and I'm just going to go, and I'm going to keep going until I find what it is that I am missing in my life. That was kind of the whole idea. But since, you know, I kind of just had to narrate it, there was really no dialogue for the character or anything. That's not exactly the way it turned out. But other than that, every episode still had a specific point it was trying to make, and again, the character, I guess, is still discovering things about the world and about himself. So that part still kind of stuck. It just was a little different than what I would have liked to have, or how I would have liked to have done it. So for this particular video, we're going to jump on the bike, and we're going to head to several locations that I used for filming that series, and I'm going to go over each individual episode with you. So stick around, guys. Join me for this ride, this trip down memory lane as we remember Road of Discovery.
Now, as we set off on this ride, revisiting the locations of Road to Discovery, I need to point out that Episode 1 did not have a location. Episode 1 was filmed pretty much just like this. Out on the bike, going down the road, and the message behind Episode 1 of Road to Discovery, which was titled My Escape, emphasized just that. You know, not only for, I guess, this character of the series itself, but for me personally in my own life. Just getting on the bike and just going down the road is, and I'm sure a lot of other motorcyclists can relate, it is my escape. I can just get on the bike and I can forget about the things at home, or the bills. I can forget about the job. I can forget about anything and everything that's really bugging me and bothering me in life, and just focus on what's directly in front of me, and just focus on the ride, and take in the sun, take in the breeze, and just let the world around me just melt away. And so I felt like this was a perfect way to start the series, just getting on the bike and just letting everything just leave all the rest of it behind. And so therefore it drives home the point of I'm setting out on the road to discover what it is that I'm missing in my life, and I can do that, and I can focus on that by being on the bike. So I guess the scenery and ultimately the bike itself, which in the series was The Undertaker, was kind of a co-star in this entire series, really was the backdrop in the scenery for the first episode, My Escape.
Alright guys, so here we are in the Irish Hills. We have the Irish Hills Towers here in the background, and this is where I filmed episode 2 of Road to Discovery, titled A World Crumbling. And basically the purpose and the whole story behind episode number 2 is that there's a lot of traffic that goes up and down through here, excuse me. So the whole purpose and the whole point of episode number 2 was that, I guess you could say, my character was just up and down, riding down the road, and, you know, stumbled across these 2 towers. Now these towers, they look a lot nicer today than they did when I filmed the episode originally in the first place. When I originally filmed the episode, half of the siding was missing, the windows looked like they needed to be replaced. Up along this wall here, there was a bunch of old paintings and stuff that was along the wall that they've painted over, and it looks like they've renovated it now. But really, the whole idea was once I saw these towers, I thought to myself, you know, it's so strange to me that us as human beings, we could, you know, build and create something so beautiful, you know? And it's strange to me that we could create something like this and just let it wither away and crumble and fall apart and die like this. You know, and in the episode, I see these towers, and I think that, and I realize it's not something as simple as this. It's not something as simple as these towers. Our entire planet is like that. We do that all over the world. Entire civilizations have done that. You know, we've built great, giant, humongous things, made, you know, these crazy structures, and even things like big dams and, you know, things like that ultimately just get abandoned and forgotten about, and they just crumble and fall apart, and just, you know, we just leave them completely abandoned. And I got to realize it, and it is kind of sad, but then I kind of flip the episode around a little bit, and it turns around, and I make a point that, you know, something like this, something as simple as this, but on a grander scale, if we were to make a stand right now and preserve, you know, these things like this, you know, they could be left behind, but not abandoned, but left behind for future generations to experience and to enjoy for themselves. You know, instead of, you know, building a whole bunch of things up and then just letting it rot, you know. On top of that, I also mentioned a little bit in the episode how probably something just like this, you know, where it was probably, you know, a heavily wooded area here or something like that. We destroy the woods, you know, we destroy nature itself to build something such as this, and then just let this crumble and collapse and, you know, abandon this too. So was there really a purpose in doing this in the first place? So yeah, the whole point of the episode is that our whole world we've built up, and it's crumbling around us because, you know, we just forget all about it, and apparently it just serves no purpose to us anymore, so just forget about it. But if we were to change our mentality, you know, and try to save and preserve things like this, then, you know, the history of it can live on, and then future generations can enjoy it as well. So that was episode 2, called A World Crumbling, of Road to Discovery. So from here, we're going to head on down the road to our next location, which was the location for, I want to say it was episode 5 of Road to Discovery. So stick around. Alright guys, here we are at McCourty Park, and McCourty Park is where I filmed episode number 5 of Road to Discovery, which was titled Like No Tomorrow. Now, the story behind Like No Tomorrow and the purpose of the episode was sometime before filming Road to Discovery, I had a car accident, a pretty bad one too, and luckily I just walked away from it, but it made me realize something, and that's why I decided to do an episode about it. I was out riding on a beautiful day, and it dawned on me that if that accident would have went a little differently, then I might not even be here. I might not have been able to enjoy that beautiful day, or any other beautiful day since then, or any day period. The fact of the matter is, and it's something obviously I know nobody wants to talk about, but the truth is the truth. And one day, our time's gonna come. I mean, there's no need to be upset about it or depressed about it or anything else. You know, that's life. That's what it is. And one day, tomorrow will never come. That's just life. And so the whole purpose of that episode is you know, to try to enjoy the little things, you know, like a day like that, and to, you know, to live a little bit of each day like you might not be here tomorrow, because tomorrow is never a guarantee. I know it's sad to say that, but you know it's true. And so, again, try to enjoy every single day. Live it to the best of your abilities. Try not to take any day for granted. And, you know, live it up. You know, live each day like there is no tomorrow. Hence the title and the purpose of that episode. Now, one little quick thing here. The backdrop here is it's a stone bridge. Now, it actually all looks like wood, and even the rope is actually all concrete. There are many bridges like this throughout this park, all the way down the creek. I decided to use this one, and there's another one right here next to me that I'll show you here in a moment, that I decided to use while filming this episode, specifically because, well, there was nobody down here. It was kind of at the very end of the park, and so that way I didn't have to have anybody, you know, like walking through my shots and things like that. So, but that's why I decided to use these two. And it's actually turned out that Like No Tomorrow was the you know, most popular episode of the entire series. So, but that's where it was filmed, right here on this bridge, this other little bridge over here, and you know, in this little surrounding area. So, again, if you haven't seen it, please go ahead and check it out. Road to Discovery, Like No Tomorrow, was episode number 5. So, with that being said, if you want to see any the other bridges, then I believe, and I'll put a link to it if I'm correct, but I believe it was one of the behind the scenes of Road to Discovery, where I actually showed many of the other bridges up and down the creek. So you can check that out as well if you'd like to. So from here, we're heading back towards home, where we're going to be stopping by a location where I filmed episode 3 of Road of Discovery, which was titled Our Lives Digitalized. So stay tuned, more to come.
The location for episode 4 of Road to Discovery, titled The Masks We Wear, was actually filmed at a covered bridge down in Delta, Ohio. Now, I didn't have the time of the day during this ride to actually go all the way down there. That would have taken another good couple hours, but we did just revisit the place not too long ago on another ride, so I'll factor in some footage of it here. But the covered bridge symbolizes the point that I'm trying to make in this particular episode, and that is the bridge itself is kind of hidden behind some trees and some brush. It's kind of hard to see, but on top of that, this bridge, again being a covered bridge, it's kind of hiding itself from us anyway. And so the idea of using the bridge in The Masks We Wear symbolizes and goes with the point of the episode is that I believe that most of us, including myself, we put on a mask when we go out in public. And I'm not talking about a mask because of this pandemic and stuff we're in the middle of. I'm talking about a mask that you put on to hide your real true self from the public. Now, the public will only see a certain form of yourself, I guess, in a sense, that you allow the world to see. Now, close personal friends and family, they will see the true you, the real you, while the rest of the world only sees a certain fraction, a different version of yourself that you do hide behind the mask. So the purpose of this episode was to think about it and make a conscious decision every once in a while. If we were to drop those walls and to remove that mask every once in a while, who knows what kind of relationships that you could end up having, or other personal friendships that you can make if we were to just take that mask off once in a while and allow other people to see our true selves instead of hiding behind the mask all the time as we do. So that was the purpose of The Masks We Wear.
Alright guys, we're here at Rod Park, and this is where I filmed, I believe it was episode 3 of Road to Discovery. Now, Rod Park is just a small little park. It's got this little jungle gym here. There's some tennis courts over here, and it's just a real isolated area. And the message behind Our Lives Digitalized, which was episode 3, was the idea that nowadays we are so wrapped up in such a digital age, a digital world, that we fail to realize that there's a physical one that we're neglecting. There's, like this park was a perfect example for that episode, because instead of kids out playing on the jungle gym, or there was a jump rope just laying on the ground over here, and it's not just kids, it's everybody. I do the same thing, especially trying to do this YouTube thing and everything. It's just, we're so wrapped up in the fact that we've got an entire world, at our fingertips, that I think a lot of the time we fail to realize that there's one staring us right in the face that's screaming for our attention. And so the whole idea and the whole purpose of that third episode was to, every once in a while, just make the conscious effort to, just put the phones away and put down the tablets and just, go out into the world and enjoy life as it was meant to be enjoyed and meant to be experienced. So, that was the whole purpose, the whole point of episode number 3, Our Lives Digitalized, and it was filmed right here at Rod Park. So from here, we have one more stop, and that is where I filmed the season finale, or the series finale, episode 6 of Road to Discovery. So we're going to be heading there next, so don't go away. Alright guys, so here we are, the last location of Road to Discovery and of our video today. So all this is just a little small roadside pull-off, and to me it was perfect because there wasn't like any crowds or any other traffic or anything. I mean, there's some traffic that goes up and down this road here, but it was about perfect for me to shoot here. Now, the 6th and final episode of Road to Discovery, titled Life's Journey, the message behind Life's Journey is simply that of, it was a culmination of our entire story, and it kind of sums up life in general, in a sense, because life's journey is really like its own road in and of itself. Hence, Road to Discovery and Life's Journey. And the idea behind that episode is, at the end of the series, you know, my character or myself is, I'm at a crossroads. Hence the intersection that's right here behind the camera. Is that no matter where you are in life, the struggles that you go through in life, if you find yourself at a place in your life or at the crossroads in your life, and you don't think the path that you're on is the right one for you anymore, well, then don't worry. There's always another road. There's always another intersection. There's always another exit ramp. You can always take another path. And even once you start going down that path, if you still don't feel like that's quite the right one for you, just turn onto another road. Just turn onto another path and go down another one. And there really is no wrong direction. It's just, if you don't feel it's quite right, take another one. You know, choose a different path in life and go down that road for a while and see if that's going to work out for you instead. And so that's how we summed up and how we ended Road to Discovery. And that's how we're also going to end this video here today, as I had mentioned. And so I want to thank you guys for joining me on this special recap, the special look back at one of my favorite projects that I've ever done here on Big D Films, and that is Road to Discovery. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on anything else, whether it's Shattered Glass Saloon or Road Stories or more ride videos. Make sure you hit those things to stay notified. And with that being said, we're going to end this video the exact same way that we ended Road to Discovery nearly 5 years ago. About 4.5 now. And that's just riding off into the sunset. So until next time, I am Big D. You've been watching Big D Films, and until next time, we'll catch you down the road.